Nah. No, you good, Lady B. You are okay. We're just in a conversation. We're having a deep conversation about the world. And I feel like what's going on in the world is avoidable because I think that, and this is the other thing, and I know it's hard to comprehend. And one of the things that I notice in the world, in the spiritual thing, because I think to myself, what is the shift between the common and the common and the woke? Like, how do we get people to align to where they need to get to understand the woke side of things, right? Yes. Okay, have fun, CJ. Have fun. Thanks for the deep combo. um I think people don't realize the spiritual world looks a certain way because of the concrete common world. And I think more that you can mesh the idea together, you understand that there is this spiritual world and there are these spiritual effects. And I think like one way that I try to describe people what that looks like is like sometimes early demonic possessions will look like you stub your toe, you get a flat tire, you're late to work, you get fired, you have an eviction notice, your kids are sick, you're in the hospital. Oh my God, this has been the worst month, the worst year, my worst life ever, right? And so those are the beginning stages of demonic possessions. And to us, we're just thinking we're having a bad day or some bad luck. So let me tell you on a spiritual level what some other things look like. Right, exactly. And so people don't understand because we've been taught to live in this physical world. They don't understand how to accept the spiritual world because they don't even know what that looks like. They don't understand how can we be spiritual? Like, how can we do these things? How are there demons? I don't see them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of it is meshing people to understand how that spiritual world actually looks in your physical world. Right. And people struggle with that, right? Even people struggle with the concept of God because they're like, well, I don't see it, so I don't even know. How do we know what a miracle is? And how do we know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't believe it. It's like the thing with the power of positivity. Once you believe in the power of positivity and you live in that, you don't get so much negative anymore. You really don't. And so it's all about trusting. So do I feel we have the power to cure illnesses? Okay. I'm scared to say this right now. I feel like I'm about to say some fucking Dr. Sebi shit. I just feel like I had a crazy ass epiphany right now, y'all. Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. This is tripping me out. My heart is racing. So y'all know how they say there's like cures for cancer and it's like frequencies. She saw a bitch say it. You know how they say certain frequencies, like have y'all heard like the cure to cancer is in a frequency? And you know how they say there's recently been a video about the girl who said she feels like certain radioactivity or laser or whatever like can isolate cancer and cure it? Well, I feel like it's not that so much. Same idea, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. I get what they're saying and they're getting close. But what it is that, and when people can understand that there's levels and frequencies that we evolve to, like healing is a low vibrational frequency. When you're in a healing place because you have trauma, you're hurt, you're depressed, you're sad, you're upset, you're bitter, I feel uncomfortable, I feel gross. So you're bad vibes. And what does that cause? More, and you hear this, people say positive thinking heals things, right? Because you're not in a positive mindset, you create more cancer. I'm sick, I'm dying. But instead, if you higher your frequency and you believe that you don't have cancer and you live and breathe and vibrate like you're alive and vibrating, which we hear that too. So the point is the cure to cancer is the frequency you can reach mentally, there it is. The frequency that you reach in your mind, that you can do through meditation and self-awareness and self-love, the things that the psychics and the mystics and the witches are trying to teach you, the way to connect with earth and soul and source. I want to cry. You just love yourself and you embrace your power and you reach the frequency of source and you cure yourself from the illnesses of the world. Yes, in your mind. So, when people get diagnoses, it gets worse, right? When the doctor tells you you have cancer, it gets worse, right? Because you give it power. What if you don't get the diagnosis? How many times have you heard people say, I didn't even know I had cancer, and I lived this long and then I found out and I died 3 days later, right? Because when they didn't know, they didn't give it power. So what if the reason kids are dying of cancer is because there's a parent out there that's stressed about their kid being sick? Or there's a parent over there overreacting and overthinking. You know, we have hypochondriacs out there. What if a hypochondriac is out there manifesting an illness in their child? Thank you, Skrilla. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, this shit is really affecting me right now. This is like an epiphany moment on live. I want to cry my fucking ass off.